Today, builds by Baz, Mark II Colonial Viper, life size from Battlestar Galactica. Just keeping on going with the accessories and finishing up on the ammunition. Lots and lots of it. So I just wanted to talk about the workflow. I've got here the diagram where I've worked out all the American imperial measurements back into millimeters, and I have wooden blocks. Mark an X on them to mark the center, and then you can spike them on the lathe on both ends, on the live center and the other end, and then you can turn your square block into a round block. And to get those measurements in diameter, I use a set of calipers here, outside diameter calipers, and you just measure your distance on the ruler and turn it down until you're happy. And it's a feel thing, you should be able to just feel it, sort of just touch and slide over, a little tiny bit of resistance, and that's just nice. And here is my really super uber expensive template, marked out with all the distances of the tip of the warhead, the neck of the case and the shoulder, and the NATO rim where the extraction claw hooks on, and they're all just marked on the piece of wood. So once the wood's turned down to diameter, I turn down the actual projectile all the way down to the case, and then do the taper for the shoulder, and then I actually use my tool here, spin it around and use it as a rest, and use a chisel here to come in here and do that. It's actually quite effective, and it's got a nice angle on it. So once I've got it all tapered, I do the taper in here as well, which is sort of by eye, just manually done. Once I've got happy with that, I just use a sponge block and different grades of sandpaper just to get it smooth, and then finally do the super dangerous part, which is cut it off while it's spinning, and that gives you a nice clean straight cut all the way through. Also leaves you with a nice little center marked on the back of the round, so that I can come over here, put the round in the vise, and using a 20mm spade bit, I can just kind of drill into the back end of the round, grab a clout, whack a clout in the hole in the center, and bash him in, and there you go. Looks all pretty, looks like it's got a primer in the end of it. So there you go, that's how you do it. And I've done one last one as a display round to be put on a table so that people can't really touch the Viper unless they're climbing into the cockpit, but other than that it'll all be bollarded off. There'll be a few accessories on the table so they can pick it up and have a bit of a play with it, and I can go chase people if they try to steal it and smack them over the head with a spare wooden block. Anyway, cheers!